my husband is going to show up in a certain way that makes me say, okay, yeah, I can see this man being my husband based on how he treats me, based on how he deals with me, based on how consistent he is, based on the fact that I feel like I can be vulnerable and be my full authentic self with him. You know what I mean? So if a man shows up in that way, that's what I mean, not necessarily as in like, okay, he's ready to pay my bills or whatever the case is. That tends to come later on, but that's what I meant when I said like show up in that way.
I feel like if you didn't grow up with the example, I think that I would just have to say do the opposite or look for the opposite of what you saw growing up if it was something negative. Like for me, my great grandparents raised me, so that is a very old generation. That most of them aren't here anymore, and so they were married, But after they passed on, then I had my single mother who raised me on there. So I feel like from my mother's point of view of parenting, I did not see, a positive relationship history, how a woman should be treated, things like that. But I did get that from my great grandparents. So I feel like I kind of got the, half and half of it. So I would say, you can go for the opposite of what you saw. If it was something negative, at least you know what not to look for. And then if you did have the example, I would just say follow the example that was given to you for the good marriages.
Prior to the men having an example, I think us women, if you didn't grow up with your dad, or if you don't know what a good marriage looks like, look into your community once again and find those examples, because there are amazing women out there who would love to help. They may not be on social media, but they're in your community, whether in your church or aunts, uncles. My aunt and uncle taught me marriage. They partially raised me in Trinidad, and they were able to just show a beautiful marriage of both of them working in their own way and conducting their household how they saw fit. So that helped me to be a better woman and hopefully an amazing wife. I think my husband thinks I'm pretty cool. So I would say look into your community, look into your family, and look into the people who are successful in their marriage. The older the couple, the better. And maybe pastors and their wives too. You can ask for counseling and speak to them. Be observant as a woman. Look at what. Well, this is the topic on marriage, I guess. But
Okay.
yeah, be observant in your man. Check out his life. What does he do for a living? Is he on time for work? Does he, fulfill his promises to his friends? Does he say what he's going to do? All of those normal things speak volumes. And then as the relationship progresses, does he keep you, in the loop? Like you're not confused or, everything. So I think just being observant can save you from a lot of heartbreak.
Don't allow yourself to be led by other people's realities. Like, it's okay to be informed by your past and other people's pasts, but don't let it run you. Like, like it's like other people's realities don't have to be your realities, and it's not. So like if you're gonna, just don't date anyone until you're willing to serve them in the way that you want to be served, because I don't think there's anything more inspiring or empowering than there's anything I don't think there's anything more inspiring than allowing yourself to be empowered by another human being and empowering them in that same way.
If you meet someone, try to stop just looking at the red flags, because people nowadays only concentrate on the negatives and that's all they see, and they stop seeing the good aspects or qualities that a person have. Also, if you actually like someone, try to get to know them more and be more open to find what are the workable areas,
Oh,
because nobody's perfect, and we don't allow time for growth for the other person, I
mm,
would say, because that's something that it personally helped me. The person that is soon to be my husband, I
Ooh.
personally think that thank you. So at the beginning I wasn't 100% sure. I was looking at things that I was like, okay. But when I pointed at those things, he was very open to feedback, and I noticed that he was changing, not changing, but like improving,
Mm.
because I don't want to change him, but he was improving. And I was like, okay, so he's willing to, and putting a lot of effort.
It-
So I think that I was like, okay, this man is willing to grow, and I don't mind allowing the space for him to do it. And I just concentrate on, like, it is a workable area, and if there is willingness there, why not?
Quick question. Was he changing with or without you, like having to put like certain requests in?
We were not together. We
Oh,
were
you
not.
weren't? Okay. He was just working on things by himself and you started to notice a change.
As friends, yes.
Okay. Got
We
it.
like
Got
we didn't even we haven't even met up in person when
it.
all
Okay.
these things happened. Yeah. And we met up in person as friends. There was no intimacy, nothing. And until later, he kind of was honest about his feelings, and then he told me now and asked for a chance, and I was like, all right, let's make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been like, it's for almost a year. It's a journey of a year, pretty much.
Congratulations. I'm excited for you.
Be intentional. I think that a lot of the issues in our community that we face is a lot of lack of intention. On self, of course, because we can only blame ourselves for certain things, and the people that we're with. But I just think that the message should just be being intentional, because in being intentional, you're saving your time, you're saving someone else's time. You're knowing what you want in that moment, and everything can minimize trauma and all other issues. So I just think the solution is to be intentional.
Awesome. That's a good one.
Seek out the examples of what you're striving towards, whether it's in people in your community, people outside of your community, whether it's a coach or television show, whatever. Seek out examples to model yourself after. And the other solution is to the ladies specifically. Stop trying to vet these men on your own. Bring them around men that have your best interest at heart. I think that will alleviate a lot of those rose colored glasses. It'll alleviate that, um, whether to trust your intuition or if it's your feelings. I think it'll really bring a lot of clarity once you bring that man around other men who genuinely want to see you happily married.